to please rise for Pledge of Allegiance and prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. John, can you lead us in
Sure.
prayer, please?
How about, Father, we just come to you this time, and we thank you for everything that we have, and we ask that everything that we say and do in this meeting would bring honor and glory to you. And it's in Jesus' name I pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Next up, roll call. I am present. Alderwoman Dent.
Present.
Alderman Kinsey.
Present.
Alderman Whalen.
Present.
Alderman Letchworth is out. City Administrator Burbridge. City Clerk Kohler.
Present.
City Attorney Weber is not here. Public Works Director Payne. Chief of Police Chase. Finance Director Stacy Houston. Economic Development Director Carrie Sutterfield. And I don't think we have any other city staff. Oh, we have Jared Brown. I'm going to try not to count you once in a while. Next item up is the approval of tonight's agenda.
I make a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
Do
I
I have-
second the motion.
I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Next up is the consent agenda.
I read this, yeah.
Do I have a motion to approve the
Oh,
consent
yeah, I'll
agenda?
make a motion to approve the consent agenda for tonight.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
All right, we have no one up for public comment tonight. Next up is reading of bills, first and second reading. Bill number 3680.
Bill number 3680, an ordinance amending the annual budget for the city of Salem, Missouri, beginning July 1, 2024, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto. Permission to read second reading by caption only.
Yes, please.
Bill number 3680, an ordinance amending the annual budget for the city of Salem, Missouri, beginning July 1, 2024, and appropriating funds pursuant thereto.
Thank you. This time, does the board have any discussion?
I don't at this time.
I do not.
Alderwoman Dent. All right. Do I have a motion for bill number 3680?
I make a motion to approve bill number 3680, amending the budget.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
This time I will call for the vote. Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
Next one up is bill number 3681.
Bill number 3681, an ordinance to allow the subdivision of 803 East Center Street, part of the south half of Lot 1 of the southwest 1/4 of Section 18, Township 34 North, Range 5 West of the 5th PM, Dent County, Missouri, Bean Properties LLC owner. Permission to read second reading by caption only.
Yes, please.
Bill number 3681, an ordinance to allow the subdivision of 803 East Center Street, part of the south half of Lot 1 of the southwest 1/4 of Section 18, Township 34 North, Range 5 West of the 5th PM, Dent County, Missouri, Bean Properties LLC owner.
Jared, would you like to come up and explain this a little bit better? I should say explain it in more
And Jared, I
detail.
do have the aerial map up, and I can flip over to the plat map whenever you would like. Here.
We can share.
And do two things at once that way. So this is the final plat. What we have up here is a preliminary plat because I wasn't able to get the final digitally so we could get it sent out in the packet. And so the only thing digital we had was the preliminary, which is exactly the same, just stamped different, preliminary versus final. So this is a subdivision of a fairly large lot over on Center Street, owned by Bean Properties LLC. The way they're going to divide that, as you can see, they're going to cut off the eastern, I believe it's 100 feet, creating a site for new development, probably a single-family home. I think they've already got a buyer in mind who wants to build. Exceeds our minimum standards on lot sizes for both lots. Planning and Zoning Commission recommended the approval of the subdivision and ordinance.
I'm sorry, no hearing aids here. Did you say this was recommendation and approved by the planning and zoning?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
They held a public hearing on July 1st, recommended the approval of it.
Yeah, yeah.
What's that?
Don't we fold those up?
No, don't
Fit in
fold
your
them.
pocket?
We'll roll them right back up.
Well,
Any other questions for me on that?
No.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you, Jared.
thank you, Jared.
At this time, I'll stand for a motion for bill number 3681.
I move that we approve Bill number 3681.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. There you
I'll call for the vote. Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderman Whalen?
go. Yes.
Next item up is bids. We first start with patrol cars for the police department.
Oh, yeah, we couldn't get this one working, so.
Okay. Wait a second, I've got some notes on that. So as a part of our ongoing fleet management program, we're again approaching the board requesting 2 replacement vehicles. As a part of the process, we put out 4 bids with people who are approved qualified vendors on the Missouri bid process, or that they're an active member with the Sourcewell Cooperative. The 3 companies that responded to our bids were Bellman Dodge out of Troy, Landmark Dodge out of Independence, and then there was another company that we gave our bid specs to in Olathe, Kansas, and the name of the company is Olathe Fleet. And so what they do is they offer a complete upfit, and so we thought that that might be a good idea to look at because they do it all, graphics, everything. And so what we found, though, is when we tallied everything together, and I don't know that Olathe Fleet is on there, Bellman's price, you can see it, from Bellman was $40,617 per unit for a total cost of $81,234. A bid for the equipment, and this was comparing apples to apples with Olathe Fleet. Their equipment, loading out the cars the same way, was $11,681. And so what we came to was the vehicles from Landmark Dodge and Independence were about $2,000 higher per car. And then the Olathe Fleet Company, their price for 2 cars completely equipped was about $140,000. And so it's staff recommendation that we go with Bellman Dodge for the 2 vehicles, and the equipment purchase that's detailed in the staff summary.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
Anybody have any questions? Okay.
Yep,
No,
good.
Thank you, Chief.
You're welcome.
This time, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the bid for the patrol cars for the police department.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
This time, I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
Next up is bids for bucket truck for the electric department. Yeah.
Is that working? Okay. Good evening. So for the electric bucket truck purchase request, this is a standard double bucket, 60 foot. The electric department is currently utilizing a double bucket truck that's over 20 years old and has consistent issues. The vehicle is at the end of its expected lifespan and needs replaced. Following describes the vehicle we requested bids for: basic double bucket truck, diesel 2x4, delivery as soon as possible, condition new, with standard warranty. Our electric lead man reached out to 3 truck vendors through Sourcewell, the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Program membership, and they came back with 3 bids. Terex had a 4x4 truck that we negated because we don't need 4x4 at a price of $325,000. The second one, Altec's bid was $274,173 with a lead time of 10 to 12 months, possibly over a year. And the Olathe fleet offers a 2026 F-750 VersaLift VST 6000 truck by roughly October for $282,194. So could be 5 months, could be October. It's not a year. It's not 14 months. So we were leaning that direction and recommending that one for purchase through Olathe Fleet. If fiscal impacts, failure to replace this vehicle could result in an inability to make electric repairs around Salem due to ongoing issues with the old bucket truck. Purchasing the truck, as we talked about earlier with the budget, versus purchasing it outright would save us money in the long run versus a lease vehicle. So let's see. Yeah, department recommendation would be for the Olathe fleet vehicle in the amount of $282,194.
Okay. I don't have any more questions.
I don't have any.
All right. This time, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the bid for the Olathe fleet in the amount of $282,194 for the truck.
Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
This time I'll call for the vote. Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderman Whalen?
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent?
Yes.
All right. And last on the bids is utility poles for the electric department.
Okay, so utility poles, electric department is currently running short. We were down to about 4 or 5 40-foot utility poles. We put out for bid. It was ran in the Salem newspaper for a couple of weeks, and we reached out to vendors that are out in Oregon and Washington State. Minimum specs were for Southern Pine, a ANSI 05.1 spec'd out poles. Delivered and boom unloaded on site, 30 minimum poles. 2 vendors came back with their bids at Bridgewell Resources. We're at $464 each and would bring us a total of 37 at a cost of $17,168. Meriduc at $559 each, 31 total, and the cost was $18,569. Fiscal impacts: failure to have these poles could result in an inability to make electric repairs around Salem due to ongoing issues with rotted poles, extreme weather damage, or vehicles striking poles, which is most common. Purchasing the poles will ensure we're covered for at least a year, if not 2 or 3 years out. So, department's recommendation would be to move to approve the bid from Bridgewell Resources in the amount of $17,168 for the 37 poles.
All right. This time, do we have any questions?
No, I don't.
All right. Do we have a motion?
Make a motion that we approve the bid from Bridgewell Resources in the amount of $17,168 for the 37 poles.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Now I'll call for the vote. Alderman Whalen,
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey,
Yes.
Alderwoman Dent.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Next up is reports of city officials, boards, and committees. Ms. Burbridge, you're up first, ma'am.
Excuse me. So you will notice that I do have a city administrator report in the packet this evening. There's quite a bit of information in there. I'm not going to go over it. So I would say if you've not had a chance to read it, please do so. This information will be shared with the utility committee also because what's written in there has to do with the most recent MPEP meeting. So lots of changes happening there. Like I said, if you have read it, you have questions, please let me know. But I don't want to spend the time going through all the details of that. In addition to that report, we do have, some of you may remember, may not, I mentioned it once. We had tried to schedule a workshop for managing your water utility. Some changes happened in staffing at MPUA, so that kind of went away for those dates. That has been rescheduled for August 26th, and it has been changed to during the day. So I realize for some that may be tough. It'll be from 11 to 1:30 on August 26th. And it will be held at the Armory in the Rotary Room. They will provide lunch. And the title of this, it's a workshop. All of you as board members are invited. The utility committee will be invited. We will also have utility staff, I would like to be there as well.
Okay.
Both the ladies in the office as well as our water staff. Okay. So the name of that workshop is Leading Your Water Utility. So again, August 26th, 11 to 1:30, and they will provide us with lunch. Okay. Two other topics that I would like some feedback from you all on. I would like to do some workshops with you all on the board. So a session where you're not expected to vote, where we as staff just present information to you. You can ask us questions. We can have open discussion among staff and the board. Again, the intent is just an educational workshop to determine exactly how we want to proceed with a specific topic.
Okay.
So I have two topics of conversation that we need to do workshops on. And so I would just like to know which you all would like to address first. So one of them is City Hall ordinances and user fees. So that's something that it's overdue and we've been needing to address for some time. So the other topic is about vacant buildings in the community. So I just need feedback from you all which one we would like to discuss first, and we'll get that scheduled as soon as we can find a time.
Well, I personally would like to address the vacant building.
Vacant buildings?
I would, but I'd also want to take into consideration which one is we deal with the most, which causes the most time and work, and which, if there's a priority that it's going to lighten up the workload and allow you to focus on other things, I do it first.
The two topics impact different staff.
Right. Okay.
So
Well, then my vote would be the abandoned building.
the vacant buildings piece?
Vacant.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
I'd agree.
Okay, so for a workshop, and it really depends on you all's availability when we want to do this. Ideally, we might do it on a meeting night beforehand, but if that's not feasible due to time constraints, we can schedule it as a standalone
Okay.
session. Do you all have a preference? Mr. Kinsey, I think you might be the one most impacted.
As long as it's before the meeting, a normal meeting will be fine.
Okay, so would like a 5:30? I don't know if a half hour is enough. We're just going to have to kind of see. We can try for an hour. Again, it's up to you all.
Let's do a half hour.
A half hour, so 5:30 before the next meeting? Okay, we will schedule that and we'll proceed and prepare documents for you all.
Okay.
Okay? So vacant buildings up first, and then after we've kind of put that one to rest, we'll tackle the city hall piece.
Okay.
Okay? All right, I think that's all I have for my report this evening, so
Well,
thank you.
All right. Ready for my lengthy report? So last week, Wednesday, July the 16th, I attended the MRPC Solid Waste Management District, where kind of learned about a few things of trying to see what communities were willing to look for grant funding through the recycling program as far as advertising, trying to keep plastics out of your local riverways. It seems to become a great issue among not just Dent County, Texas County, Crawford County, Also, they approached me, MRPC would like to hold a recycling event here on a Saturday, September the 13th, from 9 to 12, only 3 hours. The only thing is I am looking for volunteers to serve on this. The last time that we did one was back in 2023, and since they have the funding for it, they'd like to try to do it again.
Okay.
So if anybody be willing to, I don't know how the best way to put it, anybody that wants to donate 3 hours to their time on a Saturday to help the mayor, which I'll be present, to help do some recycling in our community, I'd be greatly appreciated. And as always, you can reach out to me at either at the admin or at my email at mayor@salemmode.com. Moving right along here. I want to also take time out this evening to thank our 4-H kids from the FFA Expo last week, from the 16th to the 19th. I'd like to thank everybody that participated in that event. I mean, that's our future farmers. I don't know about everybody else, but they keep us fed. So if it wasn't for them, put a damper on Taco Tuesdays. We do have coming up the annual Dent County Toy Drive, July the 26th, which is this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Commons. Free carnival. They have a car cruise in, food trucks, and music. And last but not least, we have the 11th Annual Labor Day Rodeo coming up August the 30th to the 31st at the Dent County Commons. Gates open at 5:30, shows at 7. If vendors sign up now, they're open for $50 discount. They got to be registered by July the 30th. I believe that through the chamber. And before I close on my notes tonight, I'd like to thank each and every one of our city employees. I'm gratefully appreciative of all the work and dedication that you put into what you do to keep the city going from its day-to-day operations. I just want you to know that it doesn't go unnoticed, and I'm thankful for each and every one of you. Other than that, that's all I have for tonight in my notes. Next up, Ms. Stacy Houston. Come up and talk about some finances.
She always does.
Good evening, everyone. I think it's at the end of the packet.
Yeah, just a second. Do you want the staff summary, or do you want
No, the graphs.
the actual graphs?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so this is how we ended fiscal year '25 as far as sales tax revenue. We closed out fiscal year '25 with a strong sales tax performance, ending the year with an 8% increase over prior year, which is approximately $200,000 more than originally budgeted. General fund sales tax generated just over $3.1 million. Parks and Recreation sales tax brought in approximately $577,000, with capital improvement sales tax bringing in around $764,000. And it's hard to see, but for those interested in visual trends, the graph illustrates sales tax performance for the past 4 years, providing a year-to-year comparison. Okay, next. Okay, this next slide is an overall look at the utility usage and revenues and how we finished out fiscal year '25. We have billed a little over 49 million kilowatt hours. That is down slightly compared to the same time frame as last year. In terms of electric revenues, we have billed just under 6.7 million and have collected around 6.7 million of the revenues billed. Purchase of power, this is what the city pays to MPUA to provide power to us. We paid out around 4.5 million. That is slightly more than last year. Water consumption, we have billed just under 126 million gallons. That's up slightly compared to prior year. Water revenues billed is around 841,000. with 803,000 of water revenues collected. Sewer consumption, we billed around 115 million gallons. That is up slightly compared to prior year. Sewer revenues billed is around 1.3 million, and sewer revenues collected is just under 1.3 million. Okay, next slide. Okay, so this page is a list of all the funds the city has, and it shows the activity for fiscal year '25. It shows the beginning balance of the fiscal year, then the revenues, expenditures, and any transfers between funds. Then the very last column, it shows the ending balance of each fund as of June 30th. Total of all funds comes to just under 14.3 million. And I do want to note that these numbers may still change because we are still posting some expenditures for the fiscal year. Okay, one more page. Okay, and then this page shows the total revenues and expenditures compared to what has been budgeted. For fiscal year '25, this does not reflect the year-end budget adjustments you all just approved. Revenues and expenditures came in behind what we had expected for the budget year. That is mostly due to grant projects. These grant revenues and expenditures were moved to the fiscal year '26. Revenues, we collected 82% of what was budgeted, and then expenditures, we've spent 73% of the budgeted amount. And that's all I have. Anyone have any questions?
I don't.
No. Okay.
Thank you, Stacy.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Steve Payne from Public Works, come on up, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to run through this pretty quick. Wastewater treatment plant, they're starting to work on phase 2A out there, as well as the fence around, the new fence around the wastewater treatment plant. Daily testing continues, the plant is healthy. Your water department's worked on several water line repairs and conducted water main break repair as well. Across town, locates are being conducted as usual. Electric department, thanks for the helping us press with the truck. That'll help the department out quite a bit. We've got enough manpower to be on 2 different jobs at a time, and that truck will be very helpful. So, line trimming crew continues to make gains on work orders and feeder lines across Salem. We're really starting to see our bang for our buck there. Continued street light repairs and replacements are going on. They replaced a pole over today over on Bryan Street that was up in a small easement alleyway that isn't really an existing roadway up on Bryan Street. So they're going to get in there. They saw that was kind of a brush tree mess in the lines, so they're going to get in and replace the line there and clean it all up. So construction crews working on West Bergman curb and gutter project. Once again, I'd been asked about West Bergman and how that was in my priority list of concrete projects. If anybody's been around the corner of West Bergman, the factory on Jackson, basically the logging truck business that's going on out there has flattened out that field so it collects water better, and it all makes a nice river that comes across and hits that neighborhood across the street. You can go over there and see it in a rain event. You can go see the gravel that it redistributes after the fact across the roadway. So those folks had not been screaming about it, but I'd been asked, and I went over and evaluated it, and it kind of hit the radar pretty hard, so that's why they're working on that project. So construction crew is also going to be working on a FEMA mitigation project out the wastewater treatment plant after West Bergman, because that's we have to get that in and get it done, and FEMA may reimburse us, should reimburse us hopefully for we're going to build barriers, basically a containment area around our electric panels, so that we can put a sump pump in and make sure that those don't get damaged in another flood event. The other project would be related to Healthy Dent County. After the mitigation project, the sewer plant, we would go to Healthy Dent County, hopefully. And the plan is, when you come in around the old Armory building, if you were to try to make an ambulance could get around the backside of that building most likely, but when you go to come out on the what would that be, south side?
West side.
West side, sorry. The way everybody's parked out there, there's just no way to get an ambulance through, and that's a safety hazard. So we're going to change that parking on the far side to, we're going to put curbing in there where everybody drops their tires and their noses of their vehicles off. We're going to make that parallel parking. We're going to put a stairwell in that goes up to the street above and do some parking lines up there and stuff so that hopefully an ambulance can clear that. And then we haven't discussed it a whole lot, but we have a little bit. But on the back side of the armory, it's so narrow there. Maybe a future project would be to fill that in a little bit and make that a more robust turn. So, but anyway, that's how the concrete priority projects come down. You know, safety, health, and welfare first before driveways and things that curb appeal. So. Streets are continuing to help all other departments. All the departments work together really well, but streets really gets called out for a lot of different things. If the electric department's dropping some trees, the mayor finds an alleyway that's getting a little seedy or too dark for its own good. So the electric department comes out and they just go at it and drop trees. Street department comes in, scoops them up. We put in some new street lights and Bob's your uncle, it's safe. So. Street department's been really helping out quite a bit. They're continuing pavement patches, citywide mowing and more mowing. Street painting projects are in the works, and they're maintaining the yard waste area. You wouldn't think that's a huge project, but if you would be amazed how much waste gets taken out there some weekends. I mean, it's a easily 6-8 acres of just brush and trees, and people are busy around town, so. They maintain that. The mechanics repair and maintain multiple pieces of equipment across the citywide, and he's keeping our mowers going. So cemetery crew continuing their maintenance and mowing, and that's all I've got. Do you have any questions?
No. Something for maybe future thought that I thought about, that the solid waste management district, part of their recycling grants and stuff, a lot of cities have been able to use those grant fundings for mulchers. So maybe it's a thought process to attempt to try to get a grant for some type of mulching device, because the city of Rolla and some other cities do it. I mean, something to put on your mind, that we could probably do some compost or something like that where people could come out for, you know, take care of some of that brush that's being brought out there.
Yeah, I do like that idea. When I first started this position, we had inter-counties crews that were cleaning their feeder lines, and we had 2 or 3 acres of mulch piled up out there that caught on fire, and that was on fire for 3 months. So I don't know if we could get people to take it and use it, you know, I don't know, or bury it, but wow. So food for thought, though.
Maybe no smoking signs?
No smoking signs, right. Anybody else have any
No,
questions? Okay.
that's it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Steve.
Appreciate you.
Mayor, if I may,
Yes.
my apologies. One other piece I need to add. So we did do a walkthrough of downtown with Archer Elgin and Magi Construction yesterday morning. And so I have made note of things that still need addressed, and have gotten with, like I said, spoke with representatives from both Magi and Archer Elgin yesterday morning on site about it. I have documented all of that as well. I sent it to the mayor and our attorney, kind of spoke with our attorney a little bit about that. So anyway, we'll continue to work through kind of some issues before we wrap that project up. So, okay.
All right, that it? Okay. Well, since Melissa's not here, I'm going to talk about some economic development.
I don't have anything for you at this time.
You don't? Okay, so we expect a 45-page report at our next meeting, Karen. I'm just kidding. Well, next up would be our board reports. Alderman Kinsey?
Nothing to report.
All right. Alderwoman Dent?
Nothing to report.
Alderman Whalen?
No report tonight.
As always, I feel like an overachiever in mine. Well, this time, I need a motion to go into closed session, because it's for contracts.
I move that we go into closed session to discuss contracts.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
This time I will call for the vote. Alderwoman Dent,
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey,
Yes.
and Alderman Whalen.
Yes.
Thank you all for attending tonight.